Master Will Leeroy Jenkins, PGA number 77413, and team member of Infinite Discs. I'm here to do my in the bag video for 2020, which has changed dramatically from last year, as I have tried to use as many of the Infinite molds that would fit my bag. So we'll start easy. We'll start drivers and work our way down to the putters. So I'm still bagging my West Side Disc World for my overhand shots and forehand rollers. I still feel like it's my dependable, especially overhand throw disc. But we'll see if it gets changed out later on. But for now, I'm still holding on to that. I'm bagging 3 different ferrules. I'm bagging a 5th run Swirly S-Blend ferrule, which is for me the most overstable ferrule. I like to use this when I need some headwind action, but I still want it to turn right off my drive and then fade out left, or forehands. Then got the Run 8 ferrule, which is a little less stable, but still will come back. I've been pumping this out there pretty far, between 360 and 380, so I'm pretty happy about that. It's giving me a little more distance, and I can depend on it. And then the Run 3 ferrule, which is the most understable ferrule that I know of, that I've been told about. And for me, this is a really good turnover disc. Or if I just, like here at Oak Grove, hole 18, when I need to throw something really straight with a slight turnover and then not too much finish left at the end, gets me all the way down to the throat for attacking hole 18. I'm bagging 2 Emperors right now. Garrett Girthy Signature Metal Flake Glow, and this one is the overstable beef one. This is my dependable in the headwind, and when I definitely just need a hyzer. No turnover unless I force it, but pretty much if no turnover whatsoever. And then my Emperor. I knew I was going to bag this last year. This was definitely taking place in my lighter VIP Giants, and I was getting about 30 more feet of distance compared to my lightweight Giants. So I like this one when I need slight turnover, when I pull hard on it, but it'll fade back at the end. I have not given up my trusty. I've had this thing for, 3 years now, something like that. My trusty VIP Air Giant. This is I can roll this disc at sea level. It's a turnover disc that, I mean, for a Giant, it does not come back. It's that beat in. But yeah, it's even pretty much getting a puddle top on it now. So I still can't get rid of that one. Maybe once one of my iBlend Emperors beats in. I'm still carrying the Warhorse. This is for my longer forehands when I definitely don't want something to turn over for too long. Like if I'm not using the ferrule, I'm using the Warhorse. Out here, I know I'm using it on hole 2 and hole 15. So definitely still using that. But when I want something that is definitely not going to turn over, but doesn't give me quite as much distance as the Warhorse, it's the Slab. This thing is just a beefcake, and when I did my initial review on it last year, I wasn't sure if it was going to make my bag because it was so beefy, and if it did, it was going to be utility. But I've been using it a lot out here in the woods, especially when I need a forced turnover that I know is going to come back to the right on my forehand. And with that, that's the combo for hole 18 that's been working for me, is that Run 3 ferrule with the Slab upshot. The Aztec, still liking this disc for just a little bit shorter shots than what the ferrule gives me. It'll turn, just for this metal flake version, it'll turn a little bit and then fade out at the end. So I'm still getting used to this, but I feel like this is gonna be a dependable disc, and I might see a couple more of these in my bag. I am bagging 2 Scepters. I got the Skelescorpion C blend metal flake, and this disc is both these discs are definitely forehand discs for me. I will backhand them when a need arises for the shorter, like about 280 to 300 foot shot for me. But this thing is dependable. Come back to the right. I think of these two as a Lucex felon and a lucid felon. The way they flew for me compared to the way my felons did. That's the best way to explain it. This is the C blend scepter, and I can throw this backhand or forehand. This one's primarily forehand unless I need a really good skip out of it. I'm still bagging my longbowman because this thing, I've had this is one of my original molds when I went to Westside Discs, and I still can't find a replacement that I feel as comfortable with as this. In a few seconds I'll show you a disc that might be replacing it, but for right now I'm still bagging this one. The Sphinx, definitely for that turnover shot. I love this disc. I've been using this a lot on hole 4, the spider basket hole, and it's just a dependable turnover. It could probably be even a roller. I haven't done too much practice at that, but I know for my turnover I can release this thing, slight hyzer, it'll come up and just go to the right. I love it. The disc that might take my place in my longbowman is this Exodus. It does have slightly more turn on a high speed portion of it than the longbowman, but it does have a dependable fade back. This one has lost some of its dome, so it's to me a little more beefier than it originally was. I like that. So I've been using it a few times out here, and I'm starting to like it more and more as I throw it. Disc I have not found a replacement for yet is the Tersis. That's for that shorter turnover shot. I have a specific hole out here, hole 14, that I use this on. However, it's also a good utility disc when you need turnover, like almost like a putt, but you're not really putting stance type thing. This is a very good disc. I've loved this ever since I bagged it, and we don't have a replacement for it yet. I bagged 2 different Chariots. One a little more a little less stable than this one, so I can count one to go a little farther right before it fades, and then one to fly true until it fades. So this one's a little softer in the hand, but that's what I bagged for my straight to stable mid-range. I still carry 2 anvils, first run, VIP, and then a special edition. I want to thank Ryan Shitaku for putting me onto this. This is an absolutely lifesaver when you want that forehand upshot to get you back to the basket. The Ruin, I've already done a review and a follow-up review. This disc is money. This is my my go-to one. This is my backup. I throw it occasionally just to keep it going, keep it kind of close to this one. But man, if you want, for me, something 250 feet in that'll get you next to the basket backhand, to me it's a compliment to the anvil. This is it. This is the disc. Dependable fade. You can, as long as you don't force it over, you could push on it, it'll stay flat and then come back. You could turn it over and know that it's still going to come back. It's a great disc. If you have not got a Ruin, try one out. They're money. The Cohort. So for me, this is similar to the Ruin as far as the way it flies, just a little more glide before it fades out. I really like the R blend. It's very soft, and I like that for when I need a disc to stick, whereas like maybe the Ruin or the Anvil I can get to skip. This one, when I want it to stick, I want it to glide to its spot and then stop. I've been really liking this disc at Maricopa. I was crushing this thing. about 260 because of the extra glide compared to the Ruin, but still has a dependable fade at the end. And of course, I'm still putting with my iBlend tombs. I have the same ones from last year. I don't do anything but putt with these. I don't throw them. Yeah, I still putt with these. I love these discs. These replaced my Maiden, which I felt was I didn't have to put as much power on it to get the glide, to get the distance that I needed to get it in the basket, so I can be a little more accurate. And with that, I just realized I've got one more disc, the C-Blend tomb. This is my throwing tomb. This is a very point and shoot disc. If you put it on an Anheuser line, it'll hold an Anheuser line. You put it on a fade line, it'll fade. Just, you know, if you throw it nice and flat, smooth, it'll go flat. I love this disc. I generally won't throw it if there's too much wind, because that's what I like to overstable this for. But if it's a nice day like it is today, you'd see this come out a lot for upshots. As always, I have my Snoopy that my niece gave me so that she knows I still think of her, even when she's mad at me. A couple towels. You gotta have refreshment. You gotta have water out here. You gotta stay hydrated. Something I've learned over the last couple of years is you start getting hydrated, you start making poor decisions. It is crucial to stay hydrated, keep that oxygen in your brain, keep that blood a little thinner, so you're making good decisions. Some kind of retriever, definitely gotta have that. I'm still sporting the Commander bag. I still have like 5 different colors of this, so it just depends on what I want for the tournament, for that day, whatever. If it gets wet, I have something I can back up to. I carry assortment of other stuff inside, but depends on the weather. I stuff some rain gear in there, whatever. But yeah, that's pretty much my in the bag. It's not as flashy as last year, but it gets the job done. Thank you guys for watching.